In today's lesson, we're going to be dividing fractions by mixed numbers. So very similar to what we did in our last lesson, but now we're going to move on to mixed numbers instead of just fractions. All right, let's take a look at our first example. It says Carly has 4.5 walls left to paint in order for all the bedrooms in her house to have the same color of paint. However, she has used almost all of her paint and only has 5/6 of a gallon left. How much paint can she use on each wall in order to have enough to paint the remaining walls? All right, so we have to set up our problem first. That would be a great first step. And that would be that she has this much paint and she's going to divide it among this many walls. Okay, so she has 5/6 gallon of paint and she's going to divide it among 4.5 walls. Okay, we're going to follow our steps. Those steps that we put in our ISN last time, we're going to add one. Okay, and I won't forget to use it this time like I did when we did the common denominator one. Okay, so use improper fractions. And I abbreviated fraction. Use improper fractions. So if I have a fraction that is a mixed number, I'm going to use improper. That's the first step. I'm not going to wait and come back to it. That's my first step. I have to do that first. Okay, so I'm going to set this over here to the side. Hopefully you can still see it. I'm going to first change to improper. So I'm going to keep my problem, 5/6 divided by 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9/2. Now that I've got that improper fractions, now I'm ready to start. So I'm going to keep my dividend and I'm going to move over here. 5/6. I'm going to flip or find the reciprocal of my divisor. So I'm going to have 2 9s and then I'm going to multiply. Simple as that. Now, at this point, I can multiply and find my answer, but I want to show you a shortcut. If I multiply, I'm going to get 10 on top, and I'm going to get 54 on bottom. And I know that 10 and 54 are both even numbers, so I'm going to have to divide to simplify. And I have a quicker way. So if we do that simplifying before we multiply, we're not going to have to do it later. It should be done for us. So let's take a look. When we simplify, we're going to cross simplify. I'm going to use my little note here to kind of cover up one part of it. So I'm going to cross simplify. I'm going to look at the numerator on the first side and the denominator on the second side. And I'm going to ask myself, do they share any numbers that they can both be divided by? So I can divide 5 by 1 and 5. I can divide 9 by 1 and 9. If I divide by the common number of 1, I'm still going to get 5 and 9. So that's going to be as easy as it gets. Okay, let's look at this direction at the other numerator and the opposite denominator. 2 and 6. 2 can be divided by 2 and 1. 6 can be divided by 6 and 1, or 2 and 3. So they both have a 2 in common. So I'm going to divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, so now I have new numbers. I'm going to show you that it will work. If I multiply across, I have 5. 3 times 9 is 27. I have 5 27ths. Let me show you the original. If we did it the way that we were just going to do it, and I multiplied and I got 10 and 54. I can see that they're both even, so I'm going to divide them both by 2. When I divide this by 2, I get 5. When I divide this by 2, I get 2 is 4, 14 is 7, I get 27. But because I don't know 54 divided by 2 off the top of my head, I have to do an extra problem. If I do it over here first, it'll save me that step because I don't have to do anything when I get here. I get the same answer, but this way was easier for me. Okay? That's just a quick shortcut. Okay, so each wall is going to get 5/27 of a gallon of paint. That's an interesting number. It's a very interesting number. Okay, one more problem. Let's try this one out. For this one, we're just going to calculate the quotient. And remember, quotient is the answer to a division problem. Okay, so first thing that we need to do is to use an improper fraction. I would put these new notes on my ISN, okay, on the new page that we're on today. Okay, so keep my problem. 2/5 divided by 7 times 3 is 21, plus 4 is 25 sevenths. Okay, then I'm going to follow my steps. I'm going to keep the dividend. I'm going to find the multiplicative inverse, or the reciprocal, by flipping of the divisor, and then I'm going to multiply. Okay, I'm going to check out and see if I can simplify first. 7 and 5. I don't think they have a number in common. 2 and 25. Nope. Okay, so then that's as much as I can do. When I multiply, it should be good. 2 times 7 is 14. 5 times 25, I think of 5 quarters. 4 quarters is $1. One more would be $1.25. Wow, 14 125ths. All right, that is it for our lesson today. If you have any questions, put them in your ISN.